each of us forget. Every one of us forgets our goodness and forgets that tenderness that's in there and needs reminding. One of my friends got reminded of this, a Buddhist teacher from Vancouver. His name's Brian Dean Williams, wonderful guy. He was at one of his first retreats some years back, and one guy in the retreat made him really, really uncomfortable. And this guy was wearing Nazi skinhead tattoos, and he didn't like his energy. He couldn't figure out what he was doing there. So at the end of the retreat, he's sitting down in the dining hall for the last meal, and this guy, of course, sits down right next to him as these things happen. Turns out his name's George Birdie. He's the founder of a well-known neo-Nazi record label. So my friend, and they started talking about punk, you know, because my friend had been involved with punk rock, but not neo-Nazi punk rock, different kind. But so my friend's still wondering, what on earth is he doing here? Because this guy's well-known in certain circles. And so it turns out the guy told him that he had renounced Nazism. He now sits 3 retreats a year and so on. And the story, what happened was he went to jail. And while he was in jail, he talked to his mother, and she was in so much pain about his imprisonment and his life and where his life was going that she just started weeping for him. And her crying and her love, her sensing his vulnerability and his goodness and loving him through it all, he said, that's what got me, my mother's love. So his mom melted the armor around his heart just by crying and expressing her love. He described he's still getting death threats from people that considered him a traitor. And my friend Brian just found his heart. It's like he got to bear witness under the exterior to who this guy was emerging to become, flowering into being. Like this guy and what happened in jail, every one of us at different times are in the prison of trance. Every one of us needs to be reminded. Arne Garborg writes this. This is a Norwegian writer. To love someone is to learn the song in their heart and sing it back to them when they have forgotten. To love someone is to learn the song in their heart and sing it back to them when they have forgotten. How do we express our love? You know, we're very shy about that. Many people I know, as they get older, something terrible will happen to shake their lives, and there'll be a tremendous amount of regret and remorse for not having really expressed. You know, it says, Stephen Levine said, died recently, if you had, just 3 days to live, who would you call, and what would you say, and why haven't you already done that? We need to offer each other that mirroring, to sing that soul song when the other's forgotten. And we need to hear it. We need to let it in too.